apostolic mapping is a system of spiritual spying in order to find out the strengths and the weaknesses of a city so that you can strategically enter the city and divide the spoil. Apostolic mapping precedes every city that must be dominated. If you study the scriptures, you will find out whether physical city, spiritual city, there was always a need for apostolic mapping. People who don't have spiritual wisdom and people who are not trained in battle, when they enter a city, they just begin to emit energy. Because they think with the energy they have, they can take over. You don't take over with energy. If your energy is not accurately coordinated, you can't win a city. For you to win a city, you must first of all map it in the spirit. That's what determines the kind of strategy that is most effective in taking that city. I read a few scriptures for you. Number 1, in Jeremiah chapter 1 from verse 10 to 12. He said to Jeremiah, I have ordained you to uproot and to plant. That means it was his ordination to either take over city or to establish cities. But for him to do that, apostolic mapping must first of all be put in place. And in verse 10 he said, see, I have this day set you over nations and over the kingdoms to root out and to pull down, to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. Moreover, the authority has been given, but moreover, God asked him, what seest thou? What seest thou? If you have not mapped out in the spirit, the power will be in vain. You can be the most prophetic, you can be the most prayerful, you can be the most powerful, but if you have not seen, the power will be in vain. What seest thou? He said, I see something that looks like the rod of an almond tree. He said, you have seen where? Now you can subdue. The reason is because the power for Jeremiah was a rod in the spirit. It's a scepter. That means Jeremiah's strength is authority, not sight. There are prophets that function by the forensic nature of their prophetic order. And there are some prophets that don't even have any forensic dimension, but when they talk, the first time I heard Bishop Oyedepo, when he spoke, he said, he is a prophet sent to the nation. And my knowledge of the prophetic was so minute. And I say, I have not seen you give any word of knowledge to anybody. You have not called anybody's name. You have not called any situation. How are you a prophet? Because I knew so little. He is a Jeremiah order. He has the rod. If he talks, even if he doesn't see, if you like, go and argue, it will happen. So God needed Jeremiah to know the power that he carried. And the power was in the rod. Because the prophetic order of the Jeremiah's tribe is in the authority that they command. That's why many times you see some dangerous prophet, they will never give any word of knowledge. But when they teach, it's prophetic. When they talk, it's prophetic. And anything they say must happen. If Jeremiah didn't see this thing well, no city would have been uprooted by him. And the power to establish nation would not have been there. There are some of you who are in the business world, you have not seen. That's why you are running from one office to the other with proposals. You have not seen. The day you see, you become a lord in the business world. Because it takes apostolic mapping. It takes sight in the spirit to be able to dominate cities. In Genesis chapter 14, verse 14 to 15, it said to Abraham, he wielded the whole world to Abraham. He said, indeed shall the nations of the earth be blessed. But before Abraham took any city down, he said, look up from where you are standing. And when Abraham looked up, he saw north, south, east, and west. And he said, everything you have seen, not everything that exists. There are two different things. He said, as much as your eyes can see, I have given to you. Because it's what you see that you have. If you don't see it, you can't have it. So the boundary of Abraham's blessing is a function of his vision. How much have you seen? I know God told you he has given you Africa. Have you seen Tanzania? Have you seen Kenya? Have you seen Ghana? Have you gone to the east? Have you gone to the west? Have you seen Egypt? God may give you Africa, but all you see is West Africa. All your ministry will be in West Africa. If you are able to see Egypt, you'll be the first person to enter there. Because if you don't see it, you can't have it. God have told you, you'll be a millionaire. But have you seen how to become? If you have not seen it, you will carry that vision until you are old. You will talk about it boldly, but you will never fulfill it. Listen, this is why we pray. When we are praying, it's not because we are trying to meet up a spiritual ritual. What prayer does for us is that it exalts us to a height where we can see well. Because when we are on ground, the mountains can block our sight. So what we want to do is that we want to ascend in the spirit so that we can see from the place of advantage. In Habakkuk chapter 2 from verse 1, it said, I will stand upon my watch and see what he will say to me. And he said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. If you don't see the vision, it can't happen. The moment he saw it, he said, though it tarries, it will come to pass. It will not lie. God tells you, you will be a president. What have you seen? God tells you, you will be one of the greatest millionaires from the West. Have you seen anything? If you have not seen nothing, you have nothing to work with. This is why every time cities are in view, sight becomes a necessity. Every time cities are in view, vision becomes a priority. If you don't have the vision, you can never possess and dominate the land. And this is why you cannot tamper with your focus. Anything that affects your focus affects your destiny. Many times, different things come trying to take your gaze from what God is showing you. If you take your focus away, you are in trouble. Because focus is not just putting your sights in one direction. Focus is actually a life regulated by programs, strategies, principles, and laws. So that whether you want it or not, you are looking in one direction. Distractions of all sorts will come. Men will lie against you. Men will talk against you. Men will try to pull you down. Don't attempt to answer anybody. If you try to do that, your life becomes a reaction. And if your life is a reaction, you are moving backward. Don't live your life as a reaction. Live your life as a divine action, targeted at an objective operation. And as you look there, you achieve it. Don't let anybody take your gaze away. Anything can happen. Anything can be said. Put your gaze where you are going. Jesus was faced to the cross. Everything they threw at him, some were positive, some were negative. He kept going in one direction. The Bible said something. It said the people came to drag him, to make him a king. He was focused on the cross. The Bible said that while he was going through Samaria, the people rejected him. His disciples became angry. Come on! How can they try this? Let us call fire to burn them. Shut up. I'm not moved by condemnation. I'm not moved by applause. I'm heading somewhere. Because if my vision is affected, my destiny is lost. You must fight to keep your vision. Because the strength of your destiny is a function of what you see and how well you see. Some people have lost their sight in the spirit. And that's why they are being destroyed. When the Philistines wanted to destroy Samson, they didn't shoot his heart. They didn't pull out his intestine. They dug out his eyes. The moment his sight was gone, his vision was destroyed. Don't lose your focus. What you become is a function of what you see. In the spirit, we call it apostolic mapping. When Joshua wanted to take Jericho, he knew how it works. The Bible said in Joshua chapter 5, he went to stand and he was just looking at the city. He kept looking at it. And in chapter 6 verse 2, the angel of the Lord came to him with his sword drawn out. And he began to give him strategy. He said, get the priest to blow the trumpet after walking around the city once in 6 days. They should blow it once. And he said on the 7th day, they should walk 7 times and blow the trumpet 7 times. The moment they did that, the city collapsed. And he said, let every man run to the first person in front of him and he will subdue him. This is not for preachers. This is how men rule in life. This is how men succeed regardless of adversary. This is how men succeed regardless of opposition. They know the power of sight in the spirit. And every time you see them, they are trying to survey. They are trying to survey. In Numbers chapter 13, before God took over the land that he promised Abraham, over 400 years before captivity, after they came out, he said to Moses, send out spies to go and check out the city. And the Bible said in verse 17 and 18 that Moses sent out 12 spies to go and check the city. The reason apostolic mapping is important is because God will respond based on what you see. Jeremiah said, I see the rod of an almond tree. Abraham, the Bible says, he saw north, south, east, and west. So he took over the whole world. In this case, Some people came and said, they are giants. We are like grasshoppers before them. We cannot fight them. God said, as you have said, to my hearing, I will do to you. He said, one day will become 1 year. All of you will perish in the wilderness. Joshua and Caleb on